George Brandis didn't have a bloody clue, an idea, when he got on the parliament floor and started abusing me after I wore the burqa and got emotional about it and saying it's a religious requirement. Well, it is not a religious requirement.
Well, Pauline, let's just have a quick look at George Brandis to bring back those happy memories and those flooding tears that he introduced onto the floor of the Senate. Let's have a quick look.
And to ridicule that community, to drive it into a corner, to mock its religious garments is an appalling thing to do, and I would ask you to reflect on what you have done.
Order.
Now, Pauline, as you rightly point out in your article, in 2014, a British Imam, Taj Haji from Oxford, campaigned for a ban on the burqa. Tell us why.
That's right, because he believed that it's just a tribal piece of cloth that's really pushed by the fundamentalist zealots, and it is too. Now, as these people said, when you go over to these other countries, you rarely ever see the burqa being worn. But here it's like, you know, we're allowing it to happen. We're told we must be tolerant of it. When I have people that wear bike helmets or they wear balaclavas, that type of thing, and they're saying, hey, I've got to take this off if I go into a bank. People feel that the laws are totally one-sided and they are angry about it, and I don't blame them. If we want to live in a safe society and if we want people to integrate into our society, accept our culture, our laws and way of life, then they must actually do that. If not, I'd suggest, if you want to wear a full face covering as in a burqa or a niqab, then I suggest go and find an Islamic country. I think you'll be a lot more comfortable there than you are in Australia.
You want some kind of proof, specifically for individuals from those parts of the world, that they are determined to integrate and assimilate. Tell us what you have in mind.
Correct. No different to what's happening in Denmark. You know, they've actually got 9 years. You must be a permanent resident for 9 years before you can actually apply for citizenship. They say you can only have Danish citizenship, but I've got no problem with dual citizenship in Australia. They must actually abide by the laws. They've got to sign a contract basically saying they will integrate, abide by the laws of the country. They've got to understand about integration. They are tough on it. You know what we do here? 2 years permanent residency, and then they apply for it, and they've got to answer only 12 questions out of 20, and then the Greens and the Labor jump up and down if they've got to speak a proficiency in English. It is absolutely pathetic, and I'm saying 8 years, let them prove to us that they are going to be good for our society. They will integrate in our society. They understand our laws and our customs and our way of life here, and that they are not going to be criminals, because once they get their citizenship, we can't get rid of them, and that is the problem that we have. I believe in being tough. You know, we've seen the problems around the rest of the world. We have problems on our streets now. It's only growing. People are living in fear. People live behind their bars, and why shouldn't we? It's like when we invite people into our country, it's no different than we invite someone into our home. We take control of that. I'm saying do the same with the people that come into our country.
Senator, you've also opened the issue of polygamy, and you're, I think, raising concerns about... Well, why don't you tell us, what are your concerns about the practice of polygamy?
Well, it is. You have, you know, these Muslims can have up to 4 wives and concubines. And as Imam Tawhidi actually said to me in an interview that I had with him, he said these Muslim men, he said they don't need to go to the mosque anymore. They go to Centrelink, because Centrelink has become the mosque. So they have all these wives, and he said he knows of one fellow who had 11 children and actually paid off a couple of homes on Centrelink because he's got the 4 wives and they have this tribe of children. And of course the Centrelink payments are very generous. And that's what he said, you know, Allah will provide. Well, Allah in this country is the taxpayer. And yet the Prime Minister has come out and said he does not agree with it. It's 100% wrong with polygamy marriages, and I've spoken to other ministers, and I've saying to them, you have to stop this. And they said, we can't do anything about it. They are completely lost. They have no idea how they're going to deal with this or how they're going to handle it. And we, the taxpayers, are actually paying for this. And wearing the full burqa, that's another thing too, is these people who wear the full burqa, they've actually made themselves unemployable. So they will be on our benefits for the rest of their lives.